All right, real quick, I want to discuss this D word that people talk about, but not enough. And that word is discipline. Okay? Discipline is something that you need. I don't care what sport you play. Every single athlete needs discipline. If you play baseball, football, basketball, soccer, golf, hockey, if you play thumb war with your neighbor, if you play arm wrestle, if you like to play chess and checkers, you need discipline. Okay? Discipline can mean one of two things, and they both have to do with control, right? The first one is distraction control, all right? People are going to try to knock you off the path that you're on and knock you off of the just all of the progress that you made in order to get where you want to get to, right? You're going to have friends that try to knock you off. Hey, man, let's go to this party real quick. Your girl getting at you. Hey, man, let's go to the movies, right? Other opportunities in the way. Even though they seem like phenomenal opportunities, they may not be the best opportunity for you because you're so dead set on getting to that destination that you want to get to. That is discipline. That is distraction control. Okay? You might see things that you're attracted to materialistic wise and know that I can't get hooked on this right now because I need to do this right here. Right? That is distraction control, controlling your distractions. Okay? The other form of discipline is emotional control. Okay? Emotional control, controlling your emotions, all right? And this is not just in regards to social emotions, not I'm attracted to this woman or this guy over here. No, it could mean literally having positive body language, phenomenal emotions towards the game, being optimistic, not allowing yourself to have negative self-talk, right? That type of emotional control. There's been plenty of situations in any sport where athletes haven't showed emotional control. Right? Case in point, Netflix just dropped a special called Malice in the Palace. People have watched this for a very long time. It came out in 2004, the actual fight, the actual game against the Pistons and the Pacers. It came out in 2004. That's when the fight happened. Of course, the documentary just dropped, I want to say this year, a couple months ago. But people tend to overlook what actually started the fight. We always look at the fact that Ron Artest went up in the stands and he punched the guy for throwing a drink at him. Well, he punched the wrong guy for throwing a drink at him, right? But we don't understand what actually started the actual fight. See, in the playoffs in 2004, the Lakers lost to the Pistons. That was the year that Kobe and Shaq and everybody else had broke up, okay? Now, the Pistons played the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals in order to get to the finals and play the Lakers. Now, in that final, in the Eastern Conference Final series, Ben Wallace actually fouls Ron Artest hard toward the end of the series. I want to say it might have been the last game they played. But Ben Wallace fouls Ron Artest hard. Ron Artest is saying to himself, I got to get my foul back. I got to get my foul back. He fouled me hard. I got to get my foul back. So we played him. Okay, cool. We played him later on in the fall. Bet. All right, cool. I'm going to get my foul back when we played him. Okay? In the Palace at that moment, right? In the Palace in Detroit at that moment, right? And so Ron Artest goes, it's late game. If we watch the documentary, we watch the actual game, 57 seconds left, they're up by 15, right? The Pacers are up by 15. They won the game. I don't care that you're in the NBA. You're up by 15 with 57 seconds to go, you won the game, okay? All you need to do now is just play good defense, right? They're going to get the subs in probably. All you got to do is play this little couple possessions and y'all won the game. Y'all walking out of there with the win, right? No, that is not what happened though. Ron Artest remembered I had to get my foul on Ben Wallace. So at the end of the game, what you'll see is Stephen Jackson actually guarding Ben Wallace to ensure that Ron Artest does not foul him. I'm guarding him. Let me check my man. That way I don't have to worry about you fouling him because you're not guarding him, okay? But we see Ron Artest come from the weak side. And as Ben Wallace is going up for the shot, which Stephen Jackson was going to let him have in the first place, because that would put them down 13 instead of 15. So with 40 seconds left, we see Ron Artest come from the weak side and boom, whack Ben Wallace. Not knowing that Ben Wallace had just lost a family member a couple of days before, right? But we see Ron Artest whack Ben Wallace. Hard foul. We then see Ben Wallace push Ron Artest. We then see Ron Artest go over to the scorer's bench and do what his therapist told him to do, right? Lay down, go to your soft place, right? Go to your place, okay? We see him do that, right? Players are still, heckling each other and fighting and pushing each other on the court and everything. But we see a cup flying and boom, it hits Ron Artest in the chest, and that's when Ron Artest decides to retaliate and go up in the stands and find the person that threw the cup at him, right? But we don't understand what started the actual fight. It was a lack of emotional control, a lack of discipline on Ron Artest. Okay? That's an example of how basketball relates to discipline. Okay? And there have been other situations in other sports as well. I think in football, you always have the targeting call, or you always have the unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness in football, lack of discipline, lack of emotional control. Baseball, of course, if you have guys who are throwing at each other, right? You have guys that are sliding into certain bases hard, trying to take the infielders out on turning double play, right? Lack of emotional control. That is what sports has to do with discipline. Of course, hockey, we see the guys getting in arguments and fighting on the ice. Soccer, we see the guys getting the cards, you know, for showing negative behavior during the game, right? We see these things, but the question I have for you is, how can you display more discipline? How can you stop yourself from acting out a negative thought that's in your head? And you have a choice in doing that. See, a lot of times we don't respond, we react, right? When you react with emotion. When you respond with logic. There's a difference in logic and emotion. And when your emotion is high, your logic is low. When your emotion is high, your logic is low, which means you're not thinking. You're not. You are reacting. At the same time, when your logic is high, your emotion is low. When your logic is high, your emotion is low. We watch boxers all the time, Floyd Mayweather being one. And I mean, he's in the ring, he's got a game plan, acting out his game plan, right? He all logic. He's not emotion. If he was to get emotional, he would, he'd lose a point because he would, boom, right? Hit his opponent illegally, right? But at the same time, we have to control those two, emotion and logic. There's a direct correlation between the two. As we intake information, right? As we intake information, we develop an emotion toward it. And that emotion can either break us or make us, deciding on what action we take from that emotion. You have a choice before you take that action, okay? You have a choice. Athletes, you have a choice before you take that action. Somebody does something during the game that makes you mad and frustrates you. You got a choice how you react to it. You got a choice how you respond to it. Understand the difference between the two, okay? Understand the difference between the two, all right? Please understand that. Discipline is key. Discipline is key. If you can find a way to stay on your path, even though everybody's pulling you everywhere, you'll get to where you want to get to, okay? Discipline is key. Discipline, lack of discipline, has destroyed more careers than anything else, all right? So understand that. Discipline, one of two ways, okay? Emotional control, distraction control. Stay on your path to control your emotions. Apollo Sports Counseling, we out.